Hi guys, happy Friday. Today is March 1st, first day of March, woo-hoo. So today in class, you'll do an on this day. You will work on your Unit 4 study guide and hopefully finish it. And then you have the opportunity to study the Quizlet if you are done with your study guide. Okay, we'll talk about that more in just a second. So on this day in history, the Salem witch hunt begins in 1692. So Salem was a village in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. The people that lived in Massachusetts were the people that were Puritans, and Puritans came over on the Mayflower to escape the Church of England. So these people were extremely religious, and so that tends to happen. The claiming of witch tends to happen in these old extremely religious communities. So anyway, 3 women are initially accused of witchcraft, and that was Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba, an Indian slave from Barbados. They were charged with the illegal practice of witchcraft, okay? And so you can see in the pictures here, you can see the top one is the trial, and then the bottom one is what looks like she's going to be hanged, but I would say they were more than likely burned at the stake. So later that day, on this day in 1692, later in the day, Tituba ends up confessing to the crime, but they think that she was coerced, which means people were badgering her and basically convinced her to confess to the crime. But what this did is it set off quite the witch hunt, if you will. It encouraged authorities to seek out more Salem witches. And that's exactly what happened. So this didn't just happen overnight. Some troubles had started in the months leading up to this day in 1692 in this small Puritan community. And remember, I talked about this being a very deeply religious place. And so the reverend's daughter and niece experienced these mysterious fits. A reverend would have been the leader of the Puritan church. And the doctor checked the girls out, and he concluded that it was witchcraft. I'm not 100% sure how you diagnose witchcraft, but this 1692 doctor did. And then the girls corroborated the doctor's diagnosis. They said, yes, we were possessed by witches or whatnot. So with this, the girls were encouraged to begin accusing these local residents of witchcraft. So in total, 150 women were accused. And eventually the Salem witch hunt leads to the Salem witch trials, which ended up killing 19 innocent men and women. So this was kind of a crazy time in Massachusetts in the early days of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and really Salem is still a popular place to visit in Massachusetts because of what happened during the Salem witch hunt. So that's another interesting little tidbit for you. So today in class, make sure you write down next week's homework in your binder reminder, or take a picture like some of you like to do. It's updated. I talked about yesterday how we're going to start our Renaissance and Reformation unit next week. So Monday we have the exam, and your study guide will be due that day. And then we're skipping lots of pages in the book, lots of chapters in the book, and we'll be picking up in chapter 27. So just be aware of that. I know some of you like to get ahead on the homework, but so it's up, it's ready to go. I'll have it up on my website later this weekend. And then let's see what else. 4th period, Mrs. Ober will pass back your quizzes. I did not get a chance to do that yesterday. And then today in class, remember, Unit 4 study guide is due Monday. Just like the other study guides we've done, if you don't do it on a separate sheet of paper, then I won't grade it, and it needs to be incomplete sentences. Once you finish the study guide, you can study the Quizlet. The Chromebook cart is open and ready to go if you need to use a Chromebook. And then just don't forget the exam is on Monday. Please don't forget, study over the weekend, use the materials that you've been given. You have a study guide, you have the Quizlets, You have the notes you took on the Kahoot yesterday for the questions that you struggled with, and you have both of your old quizzes. So that is plenty of material to use to study. Remember, the quizzes are a great thing to study as well, because all of the questions that I use, you've seen on the quizzes before. And then last but certainly not least, track starts on Monday. So you need to have your green little slip filled out if you're wanting to come out. Yes, so let's see, last thing that we need to talk about is the Chromebook cart. This is what the Chromebook cart needs to look like, children. You have not been putting Chromebooks away very well. And I found one this morning, like half open on one of the divider things. Like, you need to be gentle when you put these away, and you need to put them away in the correct slot. This is what it should look like every time. You also need to make sure that the textbooks are put away. I shouldn't see any out when I come back to my classroom today. And the desk should be pushed back together. Trash should be cleaned up off the floor. It looks really nice and clean in here right now. And so you need to make sure you're taking care of the classroom. I will see you Monday. Have a fantastic weekend, and be good for the sub today.